the DJing thing has been fun.
Mm-hmm.
The question now for both of us, mostly for me, I think the other two are more clear about what they want. I need to figure out if I want to do this longer and more. Like,
Why? You can't just keep doing it
yeah,
on the side, hobby.
obviously I can do that. But is ook de vraag van, okay, it costs quite a bit of time to set up a booking. We needed to go through multiple people, multiple things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit of time, which is fine for me. But I need to choose, like, do I want to spend that time? Do I want to spend that time on maybe something else that I can make a little bit more money with, maybe a little bit quicker? Am I doing this really just for fun? If I do, that's fine. But yeah, I need to look into that
to make those decisions. Okay, because that was a paid booking.
The one, yes, Skate Cafe, yes.
Good.
We still need to figure out how paid and everything it is, but yes, paid. Because we did that through a friend of ours. He got the connection for us, and then we got the DJ. So yes, it's fun. It's going great. I just need to see what I do more often. We're gonna do another one. You know that one we did in Sexyland before?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do another one, different location, Atelier.
Mm-hmm.
Also in Amsterdam.
Same name.
Yeah, same name. Still Narada, still Lamar's thing.
That's good, but that's good.
Obviously, he's the focus, and
of course,
he knows all the DJs and all the people, so it's mostly him. But yeah, still that, and eventually, we'll see. Maybe I will do more. Maybe Mike does more. I don't know. But that one is happening 4th of May, and then if you want to come through, come through. Obviously,
sure, good stuff.
Ja, is gewoon dat vooral. Like, we gaan wel zien hoe en wat ik precies doe longer. For now, it's just fun. It's just fun to fuck around with some music. And we, like, you know that we have always been, it doesn't matter what we do, music always gets kind of back to it. Like, we always fuck around with music.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, we cannot escape that shit. So this is another way of not escaping that shit and just having fun with that. Yeah.
That's good. We should get right into it as soon as possible.
Okay, then let me start this shit. We are the Tringer Men. I am Jeffrey.
Oliver.
And
Danke will be here next time.
Danke will be here next time at some point. All good. He's good. Like, yeah, a little sick.
He's good. He's good. He'll be better.
Let's start off with a simple question before we get into this stuff. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Sun's coming out. Season's changing. We're getting into the spring.
God.
So, it feels good to not wake up when it's dark and go to bed. Like, there was this phase where it was constantly dark. There's no sunlight whatsoever.
I don't know if it's because we're getting older or the Netherlands is just getting worse, but it has been in the last couple of years just more depressing.
Yeah. It's just dark the entire time.
It's just wow.
Like, especially if you wake up in the morning, you go to work, it's dark. You're at work, it's still dark outside, but even if there's a little bit of light outside, you're inside. And then by the time you have to go home,
it's gone.
It's dark again. Like,
yeah. Lately, the weather has been depressing in the winter months, but we're almost out of it. March is about to leave us, and we're going to be in April. The weather's heating up. Fucking everything's green again instead of gray.
I'm doing well. Took a week off, relaxed a bit. Doing good.
Yeah, like a little bit of
lots of good music.
Lots of good music. We can start with that. I'm doing good. Let's start with that. First, you want to start with the big one? Let's start with the latest stuff. Beyonce drop.
Let's start with that, yeah, because the other one's going to take much longer.
The other one's going to take.
Yes, Cowboy Carter. I remember when she announced it, she released those 2 songs. The first 2 songs she released, I think, as singles was Texas Hold'em was one of them. I think 16 Characters was the other one. And I remember people, there was what is almost always the case. There's a lot to say about this. When people that are not country say they're going to do a country album, it's always like, oh, well, why? And oh, you're trying to jump on a trend because Lana Del Rey did a country album. Her last album was also pretty much a country album.
This is only a thing with country. Like when you go into Afrobeats or hip hop or anything, you can do whatever you want.
Country is a very protected genre. They're very protective of their genre. It's a very purist. Well, that's the different. I'm not doing that right now. But it's a. Anyways,
it's a purist. It's a purist.
It's very purist. Yeah, it's a very purist thing. But when she I don't know why people felt like it was like she was jumping on a trend. I didn't feel that way personally because my whole thing was always like, well, one, she's from the South.
Yeah.
She's always had that influence in my ears. There's always been some of that in her music. So to me, it didn't seem like that much of a jump. But then the cover came out.
Yeah, I missed that, but you said there was some controversy about that.
I remember some people didn't like the cover because of the imagery of the American flag. You know, some people have like problems, the social culture, and her dressed as a cowboy. If you see the cover,
yeah,
hard. Which I just realized if you put this now maybe this is. I just realized if you look at the Renaissance cover,
they're
both
now.
on the. Yeah, I also saw that too. Also on a horse, so maybe there is a relationship.
I'm still trying to figure out what the relationship really is. I've not finished the album. We listened to a couple songs I did not hear before. I don't see the connection yet. Maybe in the topics is more of a connection, but yeah, the imagery, the covers are just
identical.
Are extension of each other.
Extension of each other. Just the cowboy version of it.
But were people too angry about her using the American flag?
I saw some people didn't like the imagery of just the combination, the whole image.
So a black woman holding a flag?
Black woman holding an American flag on a horse dressed as a cowboy.
She said she was doing a country album. What did you expect? I was expecting a pickup truck somewhere in the...
No, I think this is way better. Pickup truck. That would have been questionable, I think. This is better.
Yeah, but on the album, she's talking about pickup trucks all the time.
No, she's not. This album?
In the couple songs that I heard, it was mentioned a couple times.
Oh.
But yeah, I must say, like, I didn't hear the whole album, but that single she dropped, the two singles she dropped at first, those shits were fire. And the couple songs that we heard, the Miley Cyrus feature and the Jolene cover and the Post Malone feature, those songs, and there was even one, there was another one you let me hear with Willie Nelson or something. Even the intro.
The intro is very good.
This album,
it's very good.
I've not heard the whole thing. You've heard more than me, but this shit sounds good.
I've heard most of it. No, I thought it was incredible. I thought so far, and I've heard most of it. I think like a couple songs that I haven't heard yet. I've heard the vast majority of it. I think it's a really good album. Really, really good. It sounds like a tremendous amount of effort was put into it. It sounds very thought through. Everything from the cover to the title to the skits that's in it, the order of the songs, the whole thing. There's a whole imagery, and then the quality of music is just incredibly high. But especially, she did a really good job of making an actual country album. I was afraid she would do like a country-ish album, so which people often do,
like a ratchet country,
like a ratchet country thing, or something where it's not really country; it's just a hip hop album, and then like some country with guitar.
Yeah.
She didn't do that. There's proper country songs in here.
Yeah.
There's proper like full from start to finish country songs. She does some mixes here and there, but overall, there's really some songs that's like straight up, this is a country song.
But this is where you get in what is country, because I could almost say a couple of these songs felt like blues to me.
Country has a lot of blues influence.
So the
country has a history of blues influence. Yeah.
So
country in general is very similar to blues in this terms of like the themes also.
But it was none of that quick. There's a couple quicker songs, but it was a lot of these introspective kind of music. A little bit compared to Renaissance, it was way more pulled back, way more. The lyrics seemed
almost the opposite. Renaissance was a party album.
Yeah. But the covers are completely different when you look at them. Like Renaissance, party album, but she's static. She's sitting there. And then
Electronic Horse.
Yeah, Electronic Horse. And then the country album where everything is more subdued and pulled back. She's in movement, action. Like it's different. Like, yeah.
The whole thing is very thought through. Yeah.
I need to sit with it a little bit longer, but I heard like a 5-ish odd songs. I'm really fucking with it. Like it's actually like Beyonce. Like for me, this whole her jumping into different genres thing feels a little bit weird because I compare it to the guy we're gonna talk about more later, Drake. Him going into genres a little bit. The thing that I think that she does better than him is that she gets artists from there. Maybe not the exact artists that everybody would want to see every time, but she gets artists from there and gets them involved and gives them a prominent spot next to her instead of in the background like Drake sometimes does with certain things. But yeah, it's still a little bit weird to say, hey, now I'm gonna do a dance Afrobeats album. Now I'm gonna do an Afrobeats album. Now I'm gonna do a pop album. Like, or now I'm doing a country.
I have
like,
a less trouble with her doing it because to me she's
with this specifically, maybe
with this one especially, but in general I have less trouble with her doing it because I really see her as a really brilliant musician. Which is like rappers. I don't always feel like that. I'm like, oh, you might be able to rap or make good pop rap, but I don't really think you're necessarily a very good musician. Because one thing that stood out to me in this album is that I'm not an expert on country at all.
Yes.
But I know enough to know that, first off, there's a pretty broad range. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of country. So people, for example, when they think of country, they think like guitar.
Yeah.
But there's country songs that have no guitar, they're like piano. And that's also a country song. So it's pretty broad. But although it's guitar heavy, but it's also
very broad, but still very protected and very niche.
Yeah. In the style, it can be. Taylor Swift makes country music.
Yeah,
that's also country. It's pop country music.
I don't know if she.
Yes,
I don't know.
She's considered country.
I would almost say she's just pure pop
now, but especially early Taylor Swift.
Yeah, early, yeah.
But it's still country.
When she had a guitar all the time.
It's still country. Lana Del Rey's last album was also country. But if you listen to that album, it's completely different
than this. Very different.
Sounds way more experimental, and there's a lot more blues in there also. But it's also a country album in many ways. But what I was gonna say is that country is always very vocal heavy. That's the one thing that's consistent.
Yeah,
you really have to like your voice has to carry it. Like your voice, you have to be able to sing really well, and like that has to carry the music. And when you listen to this, it sort of reminded me of, oh yeah, she knows how to do that. She can do that. Like she has been doing that, so that's not a problem. So it's very easy for her to do it. If you get, that's why rappers going into country never really worked because it's not, they often can't do that. And then it quickly is no longer country.
You are very right.
It's a very vocal heavy genre where even the idea of the guitar is like, it's a guitar and a person singing and finished. That's the whole, that's it a lot of times. Not always, but you have that common in there. Right? Like, and she can do that.
You're completely right on that. Again, the couple songs that I heard, very vocal heavy, but also very, very good. Like, this is like, maybe she chose it on purpose, this genre, to flex her vocal range and flex how good she is at singing, because she's good.
Yeah.
She's good.
Really good.
Really good at this shit. Like, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe, I see what you mean. And for that reason also, like, because she's actually she's a great artist, but also like very good at singing. It makes more sense that she's sometimes dipping into other genres. Also, the fact that she writes her own music, but she also gets songs. She also gets songs from people and just performs them. It makes a little bit more sense than when a rapper who's supposed to or normally writes their own songs almost exclusively, when they suddenly do certain shit. But yeah, this shit, I need to sit with it, but this shit sounds very, very, very good.
Really good. Yeah. I like it a lot.
A couple other albums that dropped recently while we were not recording is Schoolboy Q's Blueface.
Did you like it? That's the one I didn't hear. I heard some, but not all.
Yeah, I heard that. I like that a lot.
No, Blue Lips.
Blue Lips, not Blueface. Blank Face was his older one.
That was the other one.
I'm mixing them. This one I liked a lot. Q is back. It's just Q rapping again, good, like straight bars. It is an album in a long time where somebody takes the time and listens to everything, perfects everything. It sounded like they tweaked everything a lot. They made sure that everything is great. So yeah, I really fucked with this. It is just hip hop, but it is hip hop again. So yeah,
I've always liked Q.
If you like Q, you will like this. Yeah. I might say this is one. It's not his best, maybe. I need to see for myself, but it's one of the better ones.
The original one, and how I'm spacing on it. His first album is a brilliant album. How am I spacing on his first album now? Oxymoron. Yeah, that's it. Oxymoron. That's it. Yeah. That one is iconic. So
yeah.
I don't know if he topped that, but that one.
I don't think
is iconic.
For me, he did not top that, but he put his own top 5 of his own albums online.
Really?
A while ago, yeah.
Oh, what was it? American? What was it? What does he think? That's actually very interesting.
I think it's an X.
If not, it's fine. But I'm curious. Because That's always it. I remember when I watched an interview with Drake and he said that he felt like Nothing Was the Same was his best album. And I also feel like Nothing Was the Same is his best album. So I thought that was I always think it's interesting when people
It's a little while ago that he did that.
Yeah, so no, I always think it's interesting when artists do that because it also tells you a little bit of how they think about their own music and gives you a little bit more of perspective into like why they make certain decisions.
Indeed. Like,
So if you feel like if he feels like his first album is his best album, then why didn't he go more into like making a similar type of sound? Or when Drake says that, I think it was that interview with Elliot Wilson where he talked about that, where he said that he thought that Nothing Was the Same was his best album.
yeah, I think that was
The one in his house.
Yeah,
There was a one in his house. That's why he said that.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, okay, that's also what I think. But then why wouldn't you go more back to, oh, this is it?
He asked for other people's order. He gave his own around that same time. The marketing was brilliant. Like, give your own top 5 and then ask everybody else to give it, and then just use that, just post that for days on end.
That's true. That's true. TD is good at this stuff. Oh, it just goes on and on. You can't find the original post. Oh, does it?
Here, yes.
Oh, obviously put the new one number 1.
Yeah.
That's okay. But that feels like marketing. That feels like marketing. Then it feels like marketing.
It does feel like marketing, but he gave an explanation somewhere like, for now, obviously his latest album is the thing he's the most proud of right now. This is how he feels. And this is his ranking.
Blank Face is not number 2.
According to him.
And what's H&C? I forget that one. That's
Habits and Contradictions.
Okay, so he's also taking mixtapes. That's a mixtape, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, but fine. Yeah, that's fair.
Oxymoron.
And then Oxymoron 4. That's crazy.
Crash Talk.
That's crazy.
And Setbacks.
That's nuts.
Oxymoron, he gave an explanation somewhere.
Oxymoron is easily number 1.
Here, yeah. So it's early, but it's how I feel today. Could change. I mean, bruh, y'all never heard me rap like this. All of them been done for years. Be real. I just didn't know where I would fit in this circus of bullshit algorithms, so I made my bed and chose art. I'm too good. That's why he says Blue Lips first. You want to know? Yeah, you can go now.
Blank Face. Why Blank Face? After dropping Pop Records, I didn't want to get boxed in. Was told this album wasn't ready yet. Yeah, fucked my head up. Almost ruined me. Was told this part flopped. Fucked my head up. I stayed down. Had a so-called bad first week for 2016 standards. I'm just connected like 2 months later. That part went super duper platinum. Okay, and literally Blank Face, a classic. I don't care what y'all say. I didn't like it at first because people kind of told me the whole way this ain't it. One of the most creative gangster rap albums ever. This album going gold felt better than Oxy.
I understand it. Blank Face sounded like a good album to me as well. So I'm not angry at his list at all. Like, I understand it.
It's not better
than Oxy.
Okay, but I want to see Oxy. Shocking, I know. Yeah, of course, because that's the best one. A lot of pop records. I don't think there was a lot of pop records on there at all. I love Outkast and said, why not? I mean, this album is extremely good, and I'm still living off this album. Literally, yeah, because it's the best album. Yeah. The thing that killed me with this album was having to make a Target version.
Yeah, okay.
See, this is interesting. It goes into like, he's not looking at it from just the music. He's looking into what did I have to deal with when I made it. My
whole life surrounding this album.
Yeah. He's thinking about how he felt like, so even with the Blank Face, then I get it. That it was like a challenge where people told the album wasn't good and it turned out to be good. That's why it's number 2. I get it then if you put it like that. Mm-hmm. Like what the fuck, but still the 12 songs is damn near a classic in my opinion.
I think it's a classic.
It is, I think, easily it's a classic.
I think if he has a classic, it would be this one.
It would be this one, and it's easy. I think it is. To me, it's not very... Oxymoron's a classic album. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely genius album. I remember it when that dropped. I remember that really well. I thought it was
what did he put?
Flawless.
Crash Talk 5. He was chasing first week numbers. Album was at his highest. To be honest, my best rapping, even though it wasn't to my standard personally.
Yeah, that was one of his more weaker. That one didn't really do it for me either. It was okay, but
yeah, no, but he goes even post 6. He puts that, but yeah, he dropped a dope album. Then also TDE Sir dropped just R&B, probably R&B as you and Duncan wanted it, like just more classical R&B, good shit as well. Is like very very good.
I've heard
Very
it.
good
I've
music.
heard it. I have to listen to it.
TDE is finally keeping themselves to their promise. They said they're gonna drop a lot of songs this year, or a lot of albums this year, and it seems like they're trying to do that.
They had SZA last year.
Yeah,
SZA paid all the bills last year.
I know that they lost Kendrick and thought, okay, we need to make up for all the money that he wouldn't give us.
I think SZA fixed it last year. I think she made sure that he kept the lights on over there.
And besides that, who else did drop?
One person.
Justin dropped the album. Justin Timberlake.
Oh yeah,
that happened. But yeah, it's not just one person; it's a duo.
Mm-hmm.
We got Future.
Yep.
And Metro.
Hey.
And this is
We Don't Trust You.
Yeah, this is what everybody's talking about.
Which
we as well.
Is a brilliant title. The title is brilliant. Cover is brilliant, and the music is brilliant.
The title gets even more brilliant when you know
when you start to really unpack, do the science of what's going on with this.
I still wonder if the cover has anything to do with the underlying message of the album, but we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe we'll never know. Yeah, this album. Let's first talk about the music before we get into the stuff behind it. Did you hear the album?
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah,
brilliant.
I'm gonna be a little bit hyperbolic, but let me. This album made me like hip hop again.
Yeah, same.
I
had the same feeling. Yeah,
for a while, I was not interested in hip hop. Like I like Q's album, but it's too much removed from what most people are bringing out.
Yeah, true.
So I liked it. I enjoyed it. I listened to it multiple times, but it didn't make me think, "Oh, hip hop is back. It's fun again."
It's a different. No, it's a different type of artist. Yeah.
This really made me think, "Oh, these niggas are back." Like all the features, not only them, not only Future and Metro, but the features seem to have fun and seem to actually take this serious.
Is the person calling you?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just the neighborhood.
Oh, okay. Neighborhood going crazy. No, but you saying features? Yeah, the features are so great.
The features were on point. Metro went crazy. He's been killing for a while.
Metro went nuts on this.
But God,
this was a different folder. I don't know what he did. I don't know what happened, but he went nuts. The production on this is absolutely crazy.
He really said, "This is my secret folder. Go crazy."
Yeah, it was incredible. Incredible album.
I wish YouTube would not fuck with us and I could just play some shit.
I mean, I'm a huge Future fan anyways.
Yeah.
I like Metro Boomin too. I like the two of them together. So when I saw this, I didn't know. I don't know. Maybe some people said it was promoted. I didn't see any promotion.
Not a lot.
I just opened up my phone one day and it just goes this. So I said, "Oh shit." So I put this on immediately. And from track one, it sounds like Future back.
Yes.
It's like Dirty Sprite. That one.
The auto-tune is limited
and just like that bars, sort of more grimy, sort of grungy.
He's rapping.
Toxic. Like really sort of like, the old, that's what it sounded like. Which, as well, there's
this is not Hendrix, this is Future.
This is Future, yes. This is there was no Hendrix on this. Yeah. Which what I really like, there's a small thing they put at the bottom of the track list. You see a song called Where's
My Twin?
No, the second one. WTFYM.
Yeah.
What the fuck you mean? That's actually an old song that wasn't on streaming yet. I didn't know it when I saw the title. When I played it, I know that song really well because it's one of my favorite songs by the two of them. And that song is like, I want to say even 6 years old. Like I was listening to that on repeat years ago.
You think some of these are a little bit older as well?
Some of them might be a little bit older also, is what I was thinking because of that. But I love this song. So I was really happy that they put that on here. And they put a little bit more on the outro, but it's the same song. I was really happy that they put it on here and made that available for streaming. But my point there is also, it's like, when I heard that, I was like, oh, this is the energy this energy is the whole album. Is it from back then when they were just doing something different. So I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was a brilliant album.
Just
standout tracks for me are, that one. So what the fuck you mean?
Yeah.
Claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Was incredible. Claustrophobic was really good. Just that in the middle there when they go to the like that. Obviously, we'll get to that in a second. Slimed in, I also really liked, and yeah, a bunch of them honestly. Seen it all.
Everyday Hustle was also nice.
Oh yeah, that's all Rick Ross. Yeah, with the sample. Yep.
Yeah, the only one that I liked less was Type Shit.
Yeah, I also didn't really. It was okay, but that's the single.
I have a whole thing with Cardi. Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't it for me. I love
not necessary here. Cardi's sound doesn't work for me as it is. I need to maybe learn to listen to it, but it's not working for me as is. But everything else, or everything, I think nothing else really got to me where I thought, oh, this is not great. Everything made me just hype. It's not necessarily that I thought, oh, I'm aggressive or whatever. It's just, oh, I got excited. I felt like, oh, this is good music again. I'm enjoying myself. It's not necessarily any pussy rap or no drug rap or anything like that. It's just rap. It's just bars, having fun. Also, just doing rap the way rap people did, like being a little bit attacking and underlying shit, of course, in it, because the whole shit with.
We'll get to it.
Like that, but
we should get to it quickly.
This thing. I don't know. This is already contender for probably best album of the year.
It's early, but
and we got a couple good ones this
year. Yeah. Nicki Minaj was also this year. Or was that late last year? It was this year.
Was that not last?
Was it late last year or this year? I don't remember. But if
I don't even look,
because that was a standout too. Also for the
yeah, that was also a pretty good one. Yeah,
I like that, man.
Yeah, the album, the song that ignited everything. I assume that people already understood there's something happening with "We Don't Trust You." That's a little bit. It's a little bit too poignant.
No, because it's his most famous tagline for Metro.
Yeah, but still,
which is Future's voice when he says, if Young Metro don't trust you, if Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
So we don't trust you. That's all it was. Now you're saying it now in hindsight because you've heard the diss. If you haven't heard the diss, then that's all you think. When you get to the diss, then you go, oh, nah. You see, that's what makes it so good. If you haven't heard the diss, if there's no diss track, it's just Young Metro's tag.
People would get to it. People would figure it out. And
if you start digging.
I had that. No, yeah. If it was like, yeah, maybe. No, if this felt a little bit pointed. Like we know Future. There's always a message in there.
Yeah, but it's like if the producer whose album it is also, right? That's his most famous tagline. Like people literally laugh.
Is it Metro's album or is it Future and Metro?
It's a joint album.
It's a joint album.
But like it's a proper joint album, so it's not like a Future album with just Metro. It's both of them, right? And if that's his most famous tagline to the point where like people make memes about that stuff, then you just think, oh, that's it. I thought it was a very good title. I was like, oh yeah, of course, Metro, we don't trust you. I get it. And then when I hear this track, then I go, oh, snap. But then the whole album, I go, oh,
all the song titles,
all
the song titles make sense.
The skits,
yeah,
the talking of the between the I'm like, oh. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Now I got it. Okay, this is what we're doing. So now, I want to go to you.
Oh well,
because I think you've gone a little bit deeper into what we have to do here. Because we have to do this meticulously. We need to
start with like that.
We have to do okay, is that where we should start, or do we have to do the science? Okay, we work from like that backward.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. I got you. I'm gonna follow your lead.
So. You listen to the album.
Because there's a lot going on.
You listen to the album. You start with We Don't Trust You. Already dope. It's already great. You get into Young Metro.
Right.
You get into Ice Attack.
Okay.
You hear Type Shit. You hear Claustrophobic. Also great. Then you get into Like That.
You see there. But you Claustrophobic, the talking at the beginning.
Yeah.
Where he talks, and dude, we can't play it. But the way he talks about like, oh, you people trying to make this music, and who is that again?
I don't know.
Wait, isn't I thought they were saying? I thought they said that someone like look up. I don't think you're gonna see it in credits. I think they're gonna kill us for not knowing because I think it's like a famous person. But
I don't know.
But all that stuff, I feel like okay, that's some of it felt very pointed at a certain point. Like when they played that again, I was like, okay,
that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Like when you listen to those songs, even it just feels like, okay, you're doing your future shit.
But it sounds like,
this time. Yeah. Because normally when you do your future shit, you talk about some girls, you talk about being in your feeling, you talk about being toxic. It's a little bit too.
Yeah. But there's also, I forget that one. There's what's the song where, is that Slimed In? There's a song where or is it Running Out of Time? There's a song where he talks about like a friend betraying him.
I don't know which one it is.
Can we cut out if you play Run Out of Time for a couple seconds? Yeah.
I think that's...
There's a lot of shit going on in this album. There's a lot of shit going on.
All right. So we just listened to Running Out of Time, and yes, he's referring to something, but this also happened after Like That. But those first 5 songs give you already this idea of, okay, you are trying to allude to something. Then first half of Like That, again, it's a little bit more poignant, you're a little bit more direct, but it's still alluding. And then Like That happens. Kendrick comes in, he says a couple bars, and you go, oh, y'all don't like this nigga.
They all don't. That's the big thing, is that I think people are missing, because, well, not people, I think everyone's been talking about it. No. But when I heard it, it took me a minute to go, oh, wait, this is not just, because first you're like, oh my shit. So first you're like, oh shit, Kendrick dissing Drake. And that was the first reaction.
Yeah, that's actually the better way to explain it. Yeah. You first think, oh, it's just a regular diss to Drake.
It's Kendrick's diss to Drake and J. Cole. I heard that too, very, very immediately.
We need to talk about J. Cole, but that happens towards the end. But no, there's a question I have.
See, this is the civil war we have to break down.
Yeah.
Okay. Kendrick Lamar, this is Drake and J. Cole on Like That.
Yeah.
But then you start thinking, well, hold on a second. This is a Future and Metro Boomin album.
Why is Metro allowing this on the song? Why is
Future Metro? So then people start alluding to, and then after the Kendrick diss, comes the hook again. You have to think, this is all scientific shit. You have to all where Future goes, is you like that? Like, and then you go, oh, so the hook is on. So you're like, oh, it's not just, and then suddenly it starts to peel. You're like, oh, the whole album.
You know what I like even more about that Like That song?
It's for Drake. The whole album is.
What I like about Like That is that all that happens. The song basically ends, but Metro lets the beat run. Think about that shit. We told you everything. Sit in it.
Yeah.
Sit in it. Think about it. This beat is amazing hard.
Yeah,
but
he
gave
him one of the most ridiculous beats to do this. He didn't give him a regular beat to do this.
They knew what
that beat that like people gonna play.
Because everything about this to me tells me they were playing Drake's game. Drake normally does this kind of shit. Drake always, when he tries to diss you or whatever, puts it in the hottest song ever, which will play in the club. When you're standing in the club, you will hear your own diss song. You know what's happening now?
Yeah, people are playing this heavy.
They're playing it in the clubs.
Festivals, everything. Clubs, yeah, it's crazy.
This song is, some people were saying already on other podcasts, it might be it's early, but might be song of the summer or some shit.
It's a really good song.
But
it's a really good song.
Metro,
that interlude where he lets the beat just rock is nuts. It's just absolute like if you play this song and that part comes on in the club, it is bonkers. It is people losing their mind. Like it's just what is like Metro sort of showed us how you can diss someone as a producer, which is impressive. Like to me, like there's the Kendrick diss. Mm-hmm. And then Metro is also dissing him with the beat when he does that. When that part comes in, first he raps and then he just fuck you. Like,
you know that Drake is at home thinking, "Yo, you had this and you never gave this to me.
Never gave it to you, nothing. No, yeah, nuts.
You had this in the pocket. Clearly, this is a folder he has been holding back from everybody.
This is some different type of shit. So Kendrick Lamar, this is Drake and J. Cole on Like That, but it's a Future and Metro Boomin album. Okay, so Future and Metro are also involved in this beef, but Future and Metro both have a separate beef with Drake themselves,
which we need to break down. So Metro's beef with Drake is the fact that Drake is politically and in the music game being pulled ahead. It basically was about that Grammy
last Grammys where her loss which is a
yeah.
Drake and 21 Savage album, won Best Rap Album.
Yeah.
Over Heroes and Villains.
Yeah.
Which was a favorite, I think.
Everybody liked Heroes and Villains. Even I liked it a lot.
It was a very good album.
I liked Her Loss a lot, but I also thought
Heroes and Villains was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is their beef. And then Metro tweeted something like that.
Tweeted something about it. Deleted it.
And Drake responded.
Came out and responded to it. Said,
in a live stream and shit.
Twitters and deleters make me sick to my stomach, da-da-da. And then Metro responded with a meme or something.
Yeah.
And it sort of, we thought that was the last of it.
He just said, all right, cool.
Cool. Yeah, exactly. That's what that was. I bet.
And the Future beef is two pronged.
It goes even further.
The first one is he didn't like the fact that Her Loss happened.
Where did you get that from? I didn't see that.
Drake and Future were the duo. Okay. They made the classic album together.
Yeah, What a Time to Be Alive.
Yeah, What a Time.
One and two. One and two. One and two, right?
Just one. I think it's one.
Oh, there was supposed to be a two.
Yeah. So I think two is either been shelved or halfway finished, and everybody's saying Future wanted to make that joint album. Future thought, all right, you did all your shit yourself. You did the EDM album. You did your own thing. Let's go in the lab. Let's make this thing. He comes out with a 21 Savage album, which is dope. He's pissed. Second, it's the same thing that always
we don't have the evidence
happens.
on this. That's my issue in this. We don't have the evidence. Do we? Well, okay, we have a little bit of evidence.
Yeah, no, we there's a little bit in tweets and Instagram posts and little subliminals.
Well, what was a big thing we can't forget, we can't skip. On For All the Dogs, there's that sort of this when we brought this up on one of the other episodes. There's sort of the mysterious song. Yeah. What would Pluto do?
And everybody asked, where the fuck is Pluto?
Where is Pluto? Which is, I mean, that's directly that's Future. That's his name, right? And then the whole song is, what will Pluto do? He would fuck that girl, so I did it. That's the whole point. It's like he would fuck that girl, so I also fuck that girl.
There you get into point two.
Which first sounded like, okay, it didn't sound like an insult or a diss. It was kind of like, oh,
that was what Pluto would do.
Right? That is what he would do. Right.
But the fact that he says that he would do it and not Pluto would do.
And then now it makes me think that. See, it gets deep. So, so you say, what would Pluto do? He fucked that girl, so I would. And the whole idea is like, well, I'm fucking a girl that was also fucking with my guy.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of Pluto, what would Pluto do, the song, is that Drake meets this woman who is also dating a guy that he knows, a friend of his. And he asks himself, should I sleep with this woman or not, even though she's dating a friend of mine?
Yeah.
And he asks himself, what would Pluto do?
And
then he does it.
Pluto would do it, so I'll do it.
And he does it. And then he just raps about how he does it and blazingly does it.
Yeah.
I didn't do the science that the friend that you're talking about is also Pluto. Like, that's some Sixth Sense Christopher Nolan fucking mind twist shit. Like, I didn't think that would be if that's what this is, because people are saying it's over a woman, this whole beef.
Yes.
Then that's kind of what was the message. So the hidden message of what Pluto do.
There's a couple specifics. I don't want to show pictures of the lady or whatever, but
people have done the science.
People have found her.
No.
They have found allegedly who it is. It's a stripper in Atlanta.
Yo, shut up. Oh, fucking stop. Please stop.
I think, I don't know if this is her real name or not.
No.
Her name is Diana.
Oh, God. No, of course. Of course it's a stripper in Atlanta.
I think it's in Atlanta, yeah.
Every fucking time, dude. It's always a stripper in Atlanta. Or Atlanta.
It is always the one woman that they both be fucking with, and they get jealous over each other, and then they beef for whatever.
How much evidence? What has been uncovered about this? I don't know about
it. I don't know.
I thought it was a very far-fetched rumor.
No. They people have connected dots. On previous albums, Drake has been talking about a Diana before. They have a Princess Diana song here. Like, it's all...
No.
Yeah, it's on the list. Magic Don Juan, Princess Diana.
And they found the picture of this girl.
They have the picture of this girl.
Where's the girl?
I'm not going to show it here because...
Show it to me. You have to put it on the thing.
I need to remember not to show it. But I don't know if this is the girl that everybody's talking about.
All right.
I can show you after. But this... People,
hold on. No, look it
up. People are saying that this lady is the reason why this beef is happening. Apparently, either she has been pillow talking, or they figured out some other way that they were fucking with the same girl, and that caused this whole rift. and basically they're just angry at each other. It's just a two-way attack of being angry, and then you get together with another dude that's angry, and then you say, okay, we're getting everybody together. There's a couple other niggas that also hate you.
There was just like a fuck Drake group chat, and just all of them,
Something like
everyone who was in the fuck Drake group chat just said, "Yo, let's figure this. Let's finally do this thing." Because that's the thing that's unique about that song is that all three. Because sometimes, like, okay, two rappers are beefing, and I think this was also the thing when the Meek Mill Drake beef was going on. The Meek Mill was doing a song with someone that was cool with Drake, and he was like, "Hey, don't do that shit on my song." Stuff like that happens, right? Where people are beefing, but you're not beef with them, so don't do it. But here it's like all three of them are beefing with this person separately.
It's not just all three of them. Everybody on this tape, Travis and Rick Ross.
I heard that too.
Also, don't fuck with Drake like that. I
heard that too.
The Travis one surprises me the most because Travis.
I heard the Travis one.
The Travis keeps making songs with this dude, but apparently he doesn't like him. And Drake alludes to that also in I think his first person shooters, where he said everybody people don't like me, but when I send the verse, they are happy and they do a video with me and all that kind of shit. I think that's somewhat alluding to Drake, to Travis, but also to a couple other people, maybe also Future as well. But yeah, this shit is everybody on this tape. It's part of that girl. Ambiguous. You don't know where she's from.
Yeah, but
it's the same.
Like, really,
is the same. Is the same one. Is the same.
They all look like
this. Is the same one.
They all look like this.
I think.
Seriously, dude.
I think Drake's baby mama looks exactly the same.
Oh, you need to timestamp that one.
No, if you go look at pictures of her,
but watch yourself. Is all I'm saying. Like, I don't care. I'm fine, but I'm just saying that's a wild. Someone might not. But
they all look the same.
I agree with you, but I wouldn't start talking about people's baby mamas that easily.
Fair enough. But they all look the same. It's always the same basic look. But
all those girls look alike.
I don't understand why you would beef over a lady, over a woman like that. I don't see the need. Like, if she really is a stripper or anything like that,
she's doing community service.
Yeah, she's doing her work. She's getting money from y'all.
Community pool. That's for everybody.
Yeah, and also the way everybody in America, in the American hip hop scene at least, every hip hop scene, because I've heard stories about the Dutch hip hop scene as well. The way people are in these hip hop scenes they date the same woman anyways. So what does it matter? Like, in a couple months after you're done hooking up with her, she will break up with you, or you will break up with her. She'll go to the next man, and what are you gonna do? Hate every other man in the game suddenly? I don't understand this. This doesn't make any sense to me. But apparently, it was good enough for Kendrick to come out and say, "All right, I'm gonna hop on y'all train so I can diss this nigga as well," which just surprises me.
The signs that I've seen some people do, some people have turned into. It's also funny. It tells you a lot of. This is a quick tangent, but it tells you a lot about our time. That there's a war going on in Eastern Europe. There's a war going on in the Middle East. It's an election year.
No,
this fucking humanoid robots.
We have.
And when this beef happens, motherfuckers turn into PhD scientists. The science that I saw people doing.
We have been waiting for
this thing down.
We have been waiting for this.
If you go back, you see that Drake has always had references in Houston in his albums, and if you look at the signs, if you spell out the first letters of the song, it's just like crazy shit,
bro.
Or like it's like
I'm telling you, we have been waiting for this. Hip hop has been shit. Hip hop has been quiet, has been dead. Nobody has been beefing, talking, rapping. Actually, the fact that this happens is a grace for the genre. These people should be happy this is happening, because not everybody can jump on this train. Not everybody can move on this and they can go crazy. You're right. There's a whole lot of shit happening in this world, but nobody is really interested in that, because we have been waiting for this and it's finally happening. This nigga's finally getting attacked, and now he needs to say something.
See, now I'm going to have my issue with you, because I don't agree with that at all. He's been attacked since he started. He's always been attacked. He's been attacked since he started.
This is the second most direct attack that he has had, I think. You can count Meek as well. I think Push is the most direct he has had. This is
recent.
Yeah.
Pusha was recent. And
But
then wasn't he recently beefing with somebody also? Or I think we're just forgetting. Wasn't he recently beefing with someone?
yeah, but it was not direct.
Drake?
Drake was not
With Joe Budden.
he always beefs with Joe Budden. They homies and not. Like, no, this is
I don't get how y'all just
listen, I think
I don't know what are these girls like.
What?
Like, are these girls like really great people, or what? Are they have great? Are they really funny? Or
I really wonder as well. Because this is not the first beef that has broken out because of women.
Yeah, but also the kind of I don't know. Maybe
maybe
everyone has their own type and their own taste. I'm just saying this girl is like number 226 on Instagram. It's like just poop. Oh dear.
At least it
like,
looks.
They all look alike.
She might have the best personality of them all. I don't see anything about her.
I think she has a phenomenal sense of humor. That must be it. She must have a phenomenal sense of humor for you dudes.
It must be something like that. I cannot imagine anything else. Because it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
The Drake and Travis Scott beef has to be over Kylie Jenner, though. That's what that one is. That one makes sense.
Did he?
They were seeing each other for a while. That was a
Drake
whole thing.
and
yeah. It was short, but I remember seeing that there was a whole thing of the two of them seeing each other. This is after she's already had a kid with
I have
Travis Scott.
Literally blocked out all the
Kardashian it's a really long time
information.
It's a while ago. Well, not a really long time. It's a while ago. But I remember that happened. And I was like, okay, that's weird. But then they were still making songs together.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
That was going to be my thing. Like, if that is such a problem for you to be able to be on the album where they clearly are attacking your man or this man, why were you making all these? It's just money?
It's a weird thing that they do. And it's because Drake and Kanye have had beef and also still made music together. And performed together even. Like, that's even after they'd had
to me, is that slightly different?
They performed together after they had that like so-called very big beef when he did Certified Lover Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he had that whole diss track for Kanye. Not long after that, they performed together.
Yeah.
At that Free Larry Hoover concert or whatever it is that he was doing.
That shit was weird.
Yeah, the one where he sings to Kim Kardashian. Yeah, they performed together there. And they performed like mad hits together. It was like a pretty big performance. But it was like after they, like a couple weeks before, they were dissing each other and insulting each other. It's like...
I don't understand.
You know what I mean? It's like... I don't know how it works over there. I think there are very much business. Some people are just very business interested and say, okay, fuck it. If you send me, because these dudes don't meet up necessarily to record. So I might be like, listen, if you pay me, you send it over, I'll record it for you.
This is a thing people online
and then again, they don't own their masters. There might just be a studio exec that says, listen, we want the Drake feature. We're gonna send it over to his people.
Yeah.
Here, we paid him check. He records it, puts it. It's finished. You know,
because this is what people said about Future's last features with Drake as well. It sounded like they were not in the same studio. While all that older shit, and you can hear they were in the same studio. So it might be a lot of exec.
Well, I mean, with the last one, I don't know how far back people are going, but I know because he's not on For All the Dogs. But on the previous one, he was in the music video.
In which one?
Certified Lover Boy. They have
what
a song? Way Too Sexy.
Yeah, that trash shit.
He's in the music video.
Yeah, but that song doesn't make me think, okay, y'all homies. It sounds like, okay, let's get the popular song. This is not the song that Drake and Future would do for a Drake and Future proper collab for the culture or for the sport of it.
Life is Good.
Yeah.
One
is something like that. It's not a Way Too Sexy. It's a March Madness. It's a you know what I mean. Way Too Sexy shows me already like y'all not fucking with each other that much. In hindsight, because at that point I thought, oh fuck, they have a shitty song, so fuck that. No, in hindsight, that shows me, oh, y'all didn't like each other there already, but you were just making money.
That's a way to look at it.
A big component of this beef, he inserted himself in this. He didn't need to be here. He didn't need to do this. Kendrick.
Why didn't he have to do this?
He could have just been chilling. This could have been Future and Metro going at.
No. I think that's completely up.
Oh, you think Kendrick is a necessary part of this?
Kendrick is the whole center of the anti Drake Kendrick is the CEO of the anti-Drake movement. He's the founder of the anti-Drake movement. He's the president of the anti-Drake movement.
You think that Metro and Future called him up and said, "All right, we're gonna do this"?
I think it was very thought through. Yes.
I think.
I don't think this is. I think this was pretty calculated.
I think he called them.
Also possible, but both ways it works.
Yeah, but from my point of view, that means that
both ways it comes to the same thing.
He personally inserted himself in this,
which doesn't surprise me.
He didn't need to.
Of course, he needed to. Of course, he needed to.
Go.
Now we have to go to because the first person shooter came out.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah,
you're forgetting it. Oh, we have to no. So
we're going back.
This is how deep it goes. So it's like Drake has a beef with these dudes already, and then he drops first person shooter, which pisses off Kendrick Lamar all the way separately over here, who already hates you, who has hated you for well over a decade now.
That was also unnecessary.
No, it wasn't.
No, the first person shooter. I mean,
to make that song,
to go at him like that, Cole.
See, the thing is, I think Cole's the one who actually dissed him on that. Drake didn't say anything about Kendrick Lamar in first person shooter. Cole's the one who said something about the three of them.
Drake dissed him also, kinda.
Nah,
there was some,
but by proxy of J. Cole. If J. Cole hadn't did what he did, you wouldn't have seen the Drake thing as a diss. You would have just seen it as rap. It's because of what J. Cole says. Like, oh, we're the big three, and and now it's Drake is Spider-Man, and I'm looking at like the whole fucking thing he did.
I think Cole was literally doing what he always does. He thought, oh, I'm just rapping. I'm just gonna make a cool rap.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah. And then this nigga came in and said, "Nah, I'll take that shit seriously."
You see, okay, so here's the thing. Some people I felt that way too. Because in my head, I was like, wait, what? But J. Cole doesn't really do that. Like, he's just rap. I never thought that. And it didn't even sound like a diss. It was like, oh, the big three, Kendrick Lamar. Okay, cool.
There's a couple words.
But now people have done the science and have told me that apparently them two dudes ain't fucking with each other either. Separately. Have a whole issue themselves also.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I've seen that apparently there's been more subliminal disses between I haven't done the deep science on that, but I've seen some things come by where the two of them, so Kendrick and J. Cole, have a separate beef themselves also. And that they've also been dissing each other subliminally for a minute, apparently. Separately.
That explains some
their own situation.
That explains some shit.
Right?
So
then you take first person shooter and you put it, and then you're Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
And you're listening. You're listening.
Two of my ops.
Exactly.
Two.
You're listening.
Not one, two.
You're listening to this shit. You already know I don't like this dude. Why are you mentioning and I already have a kind of, maybe not beef, but they weren't on the best terms.
Yeah.
J. Cole and Kendrick. They weren't on the best, something like that. Some sort of riff.
They were cordial, maybe.
Nah, maybe. From what I heard, it was a little bit more. I don't know. People have done this. I have to look it up. But like, if we're already not on the best of terms, and you know I hate this dude, and now you go and do this with this dude, and then you didn't have to mention my name in anything. You went ahead and did a whole big three, Kendrick Lamar, this and that, and after that you say, oh, it's Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake, so not Kendrick Lamar, and then a bunch of lines after that also start to make it.
One of the lines mentions steppers, which is a reference to, yeah. Okay.
Although it's a common thing that people say, it can get real. You know what I mean? But
it can get weird.
I don't know. There was. I think I'm forgetting one, but I think there was another thing that he said that was more telling in that verse that might have pissed. Oh, here we go. Kendrick Lamar off because there we go. Oh yeah, who you bitch really? Yeah. Say the goat. Who you bitch really rooting for? Yeah. And then he goes, oh, niggas so thirsty to put me in beef. That's the first line he says. Dissecting my words and start looking too deep. I look at the tweets and start sucking my teeth. I'm letting it rock because I love the mystique. Still want to give me a song YB. Can trust everything that you see on IG. Just know if I dish you, I make sure you know that I hit you like I'm on your collar. Like it. If you take that.
And if you understand that they might have some tension before already. Yeah, I get it a little bit more then. Okay, maybe this man.
No, we the big three like we started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. So better than all of you.
Yeah.
The one that they call when they shit ain't connecting no more feel like I got a job at IT. So maybe there was a feature. Maybe call him for a feature somewhere and he didn't want to do it. You can, the Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake. It's like we recruited your homies to be demon deacons. We got them attending your wake. Yeah. I hate how they came out.
Yeah. I will get angry. Okay.
You can if you combine this with I already don't know how I feel about you right now, and I really hate this dude, and you did it there. God,
I need to come at both of you.
I'm tired of the both of you.
Fuck the big tree is just me.
Because it's like, it's hard as an outsider when you're looking at this. You're thinking, oh, okay, well, what was the big deal? But if they know what they're saying to each other, you see what I'm saying? Like, Kendrick knows something we don't know. That's basically what I'm saying. Yeah. Kendrick has other information that makes him read these lyrics very differently.
100%.
He's reading these lyrics very differently.
100%.
Going, oh, dude, buddy, okay.
You fucked up.
I see what you're, okay, fuck you.
Yeah.
But the Kendrick and Drake beef is they don't like each other.
That one is clear. But that one has been going on so long that I don't know if this was necessary. But if you supplement that with two of my ops, I don't like him at all. I'm not 100% with you, but maybe we were cool for a while, or we were okay as it is. But you doing this on his song is a problem. Now I'm coming at you. Now that makes sense. But
the real question that everybody's wondering is, where's Big Sean in all of this?
He dropped a song. I forgot.
He did a Tiny Desk too. He did a Tiny Desk. He has a whole album coming, a whole release, and it's just like,
I know that Big Sean is punching every wall in his house.
It sucks, dude. It's not working out for him. It's just the timing every time. It's just not it every time.
He's not bad.
He's good, but he's not.
Every time he wants to do something, these three motherfuckers
just step on it. They just step.
How?
Oh my god!
And the song he dropped was not even that bad. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I went back to listen to it because I forgot. Like a week later or something, I listened to it and I thought, oh, okay, yeah, this is not that bad. No, if this guy came out by itself, you might have had a little bit of a
step aside, buddy. Nobody cares about this right now.
No,
sorry. Yeah, it's tough.
No.
Yeah, no. But no, I think so. Now, okay. So what happens now? So here's what I think. Mm-hmm. I think Kendrick hasn't dropped a good album in the last 5 years, probably longer. I think not a really good album.
The last one is not.
The last one was meh. I thought the last one was okay. It was all right, but it wasn't. I
disagree, but okay.
It wasn't it.
I thought it was good.
And then now you leave TDE because I feel like
I think that is a big part of this.
Big part of this, yeah. Because they probably told him not to say some shit.
Within TDE, he was told to keep quiet. We want the Drake feature. Don't do this to us.
Yeah.
Now he's out.
Now he's out. He doesn't care. Right? That has a big part to do with it.
Him and Keem don't need a Drake feature.
No, they don't want one. Right? He's been doing a lot of Baby Keem shit. I thought the best verse on the last Kendrick Lamar album was the Baby Keem one, actually. So it's I just think that I don't get his whole because I saw what you do. You'll share that later, but I guess
I can do that.
Yeah. Where there's this perspective of what this dude said.
Let's get into what he said.
I went back and I listened to First Person Shooter, and I'm like, you know what? You know what would really piss me off is if I'm at the head of my community, essentially, when it comes to this rap shit. Almost, I'm doing it big. I'm on a mainstream level, and I'm talking about real shit. I'm diving into real shit. I'm doing real shit. I'm finding out new things about myself. I'm taking myself to task to really make myself, you know what I'm saying, be not only the best man, but also the best rapper that I could be at this particular point. And I got niggas that's rapping about bullshit, throwing my name into a big conversation, a big three conversation, and putting themselves in it. If I'm Kendrick Lamar and I'm looking at J. Cole and Drake throw me into a conversation where we're on the same level, despite the fact that there is a clear dichotomy in the skill level, a clear difference in the quality of work that we've produced over the last, I don't know how many years, why in the fuck would I be like, oh yeah, I'm going to accept that? I'm not going to put myself into this conversation with y'all niggas that don't be really doing shit. Cole is afraid to come out and actually call niggas out despite casually and like without name dropping saying that he's the best. But when it comes time for him to say he's the best, oh, I don't want to compete. I don't want to go into that conversation. I don't want to go into that lane. So you can't do that. Drake, same thing. You rap about bullshit, and it's okay. You still a good rapper. He's still a good rapper. Drake still know how to rap. He still know how to make good music. But you be rapping about bullshit. Why would I put myself and accept that? I guess that covenant. Why would I want to be included in that covenant? Who would want
Do you
that?
think they will respond back? If so,
okay. So, boom. So his perspective is, Kendrick does all this, and that's where we go into the Metro Boomin politics shit as well.
Yeah, because that's a big part of for Metro, and I think partly Future's beef with this.
That's what they were saying on the. That's what they were saying with the skits.
Yes, and I think Kendrick's beef is with this also because of not be 100% because of what he's saying, but I think he's partly right. This, by the way, Sean C on YouTube. We need to credit people for their stuff.
In the description.
He does good reviews and stuff. But
he does.
Yes. Yes. There's a whole politics or music industry politics part to this. So what people are thinking and what the suggestion is that Drake gets preferential treatment over everybody. Partly rightly so, partly because he is boxing other people out. That's the idea. I am the biggest rapper in popularity wise, music sales wise, and all those kind of stuff. Give me preferential treatment in everything. If I am nominated for a Grammy or whatever, I should win. If you want me to be there. He did not. The interesting thing about her loss for me is he, for a long time, has not submitted for Grammys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised if he did the album and
he doesn't submit for Grammys.
He doesn't.
This is a joint album, so that's why.
Yeah, but I would not be surprised if he said to 21's people, submit this. He did not submit it. They submitted it. I would not be surprised if he said, submit this. Let's fuck some people up. I don't like Metro for whatever reason. He didn't give me some beats that I like.
I think that's not right.
This man is hella petty.
Yeah, but bro, listen.
For me, the last time we had this last time we had this conversation about Drake with his album, with his album, I learned and I realized everything that we think is not out of reach for him. He's the most petty nigga that I've seen.
Yeah, but okay, I agree with that. I agree with that. It's an exaggeration. That's you dudes you dudes exaggerate.
No,
if you put me in a position,
any artist,
put me in the position, he's the only artist in a position where I'm beefing with an entire industry and genre by myself. No. So then if I'm taking very careful steps and I'm shooting back and I'm letting y'all know, listen, I think if he wasn't as petty, what you call it, I call it aggressive, assertive, right? As he was,
fair enough.
He'd be walked over a lot more. But there's a lot of people who don't say shit because they know he's the type to like really attack back, and you have to do that if you're in that position.
I think that he had every opportunity as well to get good with hip hop.
I don't believe
he could have.
I don't believe
he chose the route he took, and it was a good choice. I'm not saying it was a bad choice. It was a good choice. He said, "I'm gonna do shit this way because I think that is better than doing that way," and he chose a good route. In that route, he chose to fuck with a lot of people. That's fine.
And what is this?
But he chose it.
So now let's talk about Kendrick.
Yeah.
That last time I did, what was he talking
about? The last album? He was talking about himself.
He was talking about bullshit. I hate this. We've had this debate on here before.
You're talking about that, yeah.
We've had this debate on here before. This dude don't talk. He said Drake raps about bullshit. I think Kendrick Lamar
you're talking about what Sean said.
I think Kendrick Lamar raps about bullshit. I've been saying it for a long time. He ain't saying nothing. He just makes it sound super introspective and serious.
I disagree.
It's some blasé bullshit. It's bullshit.
I think
it's boring. It's boring. It's boring.
Hold up.
And it's bullshit. And he gets the sort of arts. He gets the credit of like he's the artist and the art, and he gets that credit. Fucking, they get the motherfucker a Pulitzer Prize. Drake has over a whole bunch of Grammy nominations. He never wins. The Grammys hate Drake. So what are you talking about? He never wins. First time he wins, it's a problem. I stopped submitting to this award show because that's how much they hate me. Mm-hmm. I've been snubbed by all sorts of fucking dodo heads that have won over me. And the first time I submit by proxy, not even myself, now I'm get the fuck out of my face, dude.
I think that is, you're right, but I think that's part of the problem. Look, I don't think that Kendrick, going back to your point there, I don't think that Kendrick raps about nothing. when we did this conversation early on, and I disagreed with you at the time. I've told you later on that I agree with you. This connection between Future and Kendrick makes more sense now to me than before, thanks to our conversation we had earlier.
True.
You said, rightly so, Future and Kendrick are the same people.
It's a different language.
Different language.
Yep.
And I think that this connection makes sense, but I also think that Future understands. He also I would not be surprised if he, to a degree, thinks the same way. You, my nigga Drake, are talking about bullshit. I, like Kendrick, am doing this shit for the culture. I'm doing actual shit.
Okay, but from Future's perspective, I get it. From Future's perspective,
But
I get it.
If you,
From Metro Boomin's perspective, I also.
If you understand Future's and Metro Boomin's perspective, why Kendrick not?
I get his perspective. I think he's wrong. I get that's how he feels, but I think he's wrong.
Fair enough.
I get his perspective 100%, but I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong. And I think that it's like we talked about for all the dogs. We're like, oh, Drake is not growing up. And the whole Joe Budden, the same beef he had with Joe Budden, where it was like, oh, you're not growing up and it sounds immature. I'm like, I think you all didn't listen to this out. I really don't. I don't get what people are listening to.
I agreed with you. I agree with you there. But from a Kendrick perspective, for me as an artist that has got a Pulitzer Prize, I'm acclaimed according to articles, Pitchfork or whatever. I have 3 or 4 classics or however many, whatever. No, but if I get told all that shit,
yeah, you get hyped up,
and y'all two motherfuckers, you other man, you drop albums without features and go platinum, but none of them are classics according to your people.
That's fucking bullshit.
That's how we could see it. I don't know, but you don't have classics like that, and you other man, you make music for white people, for the clubs, for the masses, for everybody else. I'm here in the trenches with the people in the trenches making music for them.
Yeah.
That's how he feels.
That's how he feels.
That's how he feels. You understand it? You understand the anger and why he's rapping like that? No?
I get why it made complete sense to me why he was doing this. I know he'd been hated him.
Yeah.
He'd been not liked him for this reason.
The reason makes complete sense.
That's completely clear.
This is to me, this is an extension what we talked about during the Drake album review. These niggas don't like him. The game doesn't like him.
The whole hip-hop.
The whole game does not like him.
It's because now on one end we have Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, Rick Ross.
So Baby Keem also goes on that side by default.
Yes.
Right? Has to be. Why Rick Ross? Where did Rick Ross come from?
Rick Ross unfollowed Drake.
Really? When?
Like recently.
I am also fucking...
Apparently they have not been doing songs for years.
Did he recently drop a song with him?
Nah, I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, think about it. Think about
Rose ain't on For All the Dogs. Rose's on For All the Dogs.
No. He's not on For All. Let me double.
Why do I feel like I've recently heard a song with the two of them? Lemon Pepper Freestyle?
That's a while ago, I think.
That's 2020 or something, yeah. A long time ago.
He's not on For All the Dogs.
Okay, he's not.
No.
And our last Rick Ross album, Richer Than I've Ever Been, Rick's not on there. I know that one. He's not on there.
He's not on there either.
Okay. What's that about?
I don't know. It might be an music industry thing, similarly connected to what Kendrick is feeling. You doing music for the masses. I'm doing for hip hop.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here. Like,
I don't know.
Y'all are all trying to get number one record. Shut up. Stop it. They're all trying to make hits. So you're mad at him now for making hits? What the fuck are we talking about?
I've heard
this is a rage. I believe the stripper story over this. The stripper. It's a stripper.
That was a thing. Yeah. I saw that, and this also leads into why Kanye is also on the anti-Drake side.
Oh boy.
I saw that Drake invited, I think, Rick Ross's either ex-wife or ex-girlfriend to one of his concert tours shows, and he invited Yes Jules, who was just fired by Kanye, to a concert tour.
I know. Yeah. Okay. I know about that one.
So yeah, he invited them both, gave them tickets, and yeah. So it might be partly that. Drake is moving foul in this shit.
Stay away from these women, man. Stay away from these women. Like,
it might be all about women.
It might very much be all. That one makes more sense to me, to be honest.
It might be.
I
women.
like the women.
It might be women. Right? But okay, in the rap civil war, is 21 Savage enough to give Drake Atlanta?
No.
So Drake is out of.
He's not getting it.
He's gone in Atlanta.
As long as Future's from Atlanta, you're not getting Atlanta. That's not happening.
Gucci is not on his side then, probably.
On the Drake side?
Yeah. Gucci was never on Drake's side.
Gucci is an independent contractor. Gucci, no, seriously, Gucci does whatever. Gucci's on his own. You leave him alone. Leave him out of this. Like, he's a separate thing.
Lil Baby and Durk. They're close with Metro, both of them. But they still on Drake's side. They were just not with Drake on tour. They were still.
That's a tough one.
They were still on the tours there.
They're both tight with the with Drake.
But they're Atlanta.
They're also younger. They're also young. Both of them, especially they're younger. Yeah. They kind of like maybe more. They like his sound more. Yeah. They probably still want to make hits with him. That's it. Put them over
there. Industry ties. Like we still want to make
from an industry perspective.
We still want to make money. Yeah. So maybe it's only the older rappers who will choose allegiance.
I don't even know. Where does because J. Cole's on where does J. Cole go? Does he do his own thing or is he on the Drake side?
Because
he's separately.
And you know what I think J. Cole's going to do? And I find this very disappointing.
Who has to respond? Are they going to respond? Let's start with that. Drake is going to respond. Yes, they will.
Yeah, but way later, in a couple months, and he's going to do it in a very subliminal way.
I don't know.
He's not going to be direct.
I don't think so.
He's not going to be direct.
See, that's where I disagree. He's mostly direct.
You think he's mostly direct without naming names, I mean. Or alluding in lyrics directly.
What he just Pusha T was very direct. What he just Meek Mill was very direct. When he just Kanye was very direct.
I don't think he would do that for Kendrick.
Why not?
The same reason why Kendrick is not naming him by name.
Okay, but I'm not okay. So I know some people are very hung up on the name thing. I'm not. To me, if you make very clear references, to me, that's the same thing as saying their name. He didn't mention his name, but he said first person shooter, pet cemetery. Okay, dude, like
let me
you did everything, but let me explain. It's a clear diss. It's not a subliminal. That's not a subliminal diss.
Let me explain. These two niggas, these two men, these two guys are as much as you don't like it, they're the top. And Drake is a higher top than Kendrick, but they're the top. They're the tops of the music when it comes to hip hop. If those two starts clashing, it will be an actual rap civil war, and it will be an actual problem for everybody below and with them, because they will need to choose side and not make music without a person anymore, and it would lead to less sales and everything. That's my idea. So I don't think they will ever get into a direct confrontation like that.
So I don't.
Unless they say both fuck it. Kendrick is already on.
He already said fuck it.
Kendrick is already on fuck it because he's independent now. I don't think Drake can do that because he's not.
Why not?
That's my idea.
I'm a fuck man. I'm gonna tell you, if I'm Drake, what? Because he doesn't like him either. They both don't like each other. It's not just that like Kendrick doesn't like Drake. Drake does not like Kendrick Lamar at all. Like, I don't think he likes anything. I don't think like, he likes all that rappity shit he be doing, all that bullshit he be making. I'm cool. I don't think he like. Oh yeah, I don't think he likes any of that. So if I'm Drake, I just can't think of a time that Drake was this clearly and he didn't respond. He mostly does respond. If someone's gonna be this explicit, he's gonna diss you. He's gonna respond.
But everything in his
how can he even get away with it without how?
Everything he has said after, like he on the concert tour, he does talks and he exposes shit on Instagram. He's just avoiding and saying, I'm living my best life. I'm gonna be me. All that stuff he does.
I'm torn.
You think that after the tour, he's just gonna drop something?
That's the same that happened to Meek Mill when he was beefing with Meek Mill. Meek Mill was torn, couldn't record. That's not uncommon. I believe that. I'm not saying he can't still find a moment, but I think he just hasn't found it. I think as soon as he finds a moment,
I think that by the time he's done with the tour, he will think, fuck that shit. Let me give a very.
He's pretty consistent. You say whatever you want about Drake, but with dissing people, to me, he's always been very like he'll wait, he'll remember. He dissed before he dissed Pusha T with the Duppy freestyle. He dissed him on Two Birds, One Stone.
Yeah,
which was also like way after that. Yeah. He remembers. He'll diss him. He'll get a proper diss. But Drake is going to respond.
It's going to be way later.
But that's the one, not the one I'm interested. That's the one I'm interested in.
I'm going to be. I feel like what I think is going to be very disappointing. Cole's going to be friendly about it.
And let me say what I think about that. I think there's a big chance that you're right. But
I hope he's
boy, will I be disappointed.
I'm I'm already disappointed in advance because I feel like Cole, the way he raps and what he does, this is the last couple of years or the last 2 years, I think, maybe a little bit longer. He's been showing intention to be called the best rapper alive. He's been doing his best, trying to show that I am the best rapper alive or whatever like that.
100%.
This is your chance.
You can't do all that and then not respond to this.
Exactly. This is the chance for you to grab that title. If you go on, get in this battle, and win this in some kind of way, you will get what you want.
So here's my analysis of this. If this plays out, I think this. I'm biased, obviously, because I don't like Kendrick Lamar. I'm not a big Kendrick Lamar fan, but Kendrick Lamar hater, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Because that's what they're gonna call it. But sure, I think when it comes to Kendrick Lamar and Drake, I think Kendrick Lamar can rap on the same level as Drake. I think Drake can rap. I think they rap on the same level, but Drake can beat him with the popularity.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't think, as opposed to what other people think, that Kendrick Lamar is a much superior rapper. I don't think that at all. I personally don't think that at all.
If there's numbers and Drake is like an 8 or 9 in rapping, Kendrick might be also 8 or 9, and in some cases, when he does very well, he can exceed to a 10 briefly.
I don't feel that way, but I get it.
Yeah.
J. Cole will body this dude. That's my stance.
Do you think so?
I don't think it's even close. I think if J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar are rapping, he gets Kendrick Lamar the fuck out of here. It's not even close. I think he puts him in the fucking ground. I think he put... If he gives him that secret recipe verse, if he give him that type shit that he did on there with Yachty, if he give him that, it's finished.
Okay.
There's nothing this dude can
my
do.
question is this. Do you think that Cole is not trying to do this because he knows he will do that?
Yes. I think if he doesn't do it, that would be it. Because
that's
it's
some
like
bullshit. No, I think you should do it. Bullshit.
I know.
If that is the reason, that's some bullshit.
Because he dissed you clear. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
He dissed Drake, but he dissed you clearly. He was clearly talking to you. It wasn't like, oh, Drake, he was talking to you clear. There were several references.
He was specifically angry.
And that's why I was saying they have a separate beef. Their own beef also is what I think. And what I've seen people say. They have a separate beef. So how are you going to do all of that? You can't be fucking...
No.
You can't do all this rapidy rap shit you've been doing, giving us these phenomenal verses. And then when a dude disrespect you like that on a song, you're not going to reply? That would be embarrassing. You have to do it. He has to. I
do not see any other way.
Like Drake could get away with not responding. Yes. Like you said, he could get away. I don't think he will because of his history, but he could get away with it. That's
my problem with Drake every time. When you can get away, take the out.
But he doesn't. Fuck it. He says fuck it. He really goes with the person.
Yeah.
J. Cole, I feel like you can't even afford to do that.
J. Cole, even when he has the out, or when he doesn't have the out, he will always choose to not to. He always chooses the most friendly option out. And I like that from J. Cole. I like that from his music normally. Right now, this is not the time.
This is not the time for that.
This is not the time.
It's
time to get busy.
They got on there they had Metro harass both of you dudes with that beat. Metro just disrespected both of you with that beat.
No reason. For no reason.
Harassed both of you with that beat. You can't he made it a hit song. You can't now just go, oh, well, I'm not on that. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear none of that. You better put on a beat and fucking annihilate
What makes it even better, Cole is in album mode.
So you have no reason to...
You have the time.
No excuses, nothing.
Your album's supposed to be done.
You got no excuse.
It's dropping in a couple weeks.
Nah, if
drop a song.
If J. Cole don't come through and smoke these dudes, I'd be.
How much time does he have? Drake, I will give him more. I
remember. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't really subscribe to that. I know people like, oh, you have the 24-hour thing. I know Danke really likes that stuff. You have 24 hours to respond. Otherwise,
I like it. I like it when they do that because it makes the beef more interesting when you can hear that when you have the feeling like the bars are fresh. But yeah,
no, I like it when it's like. I like it when they do it on their own time.
I know.
I like it when they say, okay, bet I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna think this through.
For Drake, yes. For Cole, because of what he has done in the last couple of years and what he has said in the.
That's more reason why I want him to wait.
No, but no, because of that, I want him to do it quicker. Because I want this to be, for me, this would be interesting, more interesting if this is an updated battle where last night they wrote a rap and put it in line. That will show me how good you are.
Nah, I want to.
It's a little bit of old school thinking of about how rap works, but I like that more because that's the kind of rapper he's trying to portray himself as. So if you're gonna be that, if you're gonna show yourself as that, do that.
No,
write bars the evening before and perform them, and put the song out online at 12 midday the next day or some shit.
I would like him to take the time just simply because I want him to really put this dude in the fucking ground. So I want him to like just take your time.
Fair enough.
Because I don't think this was done in 2 seconds either. Just like that verse by Kendrick Lamar.
No.
I think it was pretty. So
definitely not. You can hear that this for
you should diss the dude, man. He should do it. He should do it.
Yeah.
It's a mess though. Over girls, it's all over girls. Girls that all look alike.
It's such a weird thing that all the
girls that all look the same. It's just like
how do they find their girl in the group of girls that are?
That's what I'm saying.
Like
I don't even understand how these dudes function. All these girls look alike. All the girls that they talk about look like.
The funny thing to me, somebody on Twitter said this. X. All these girls are racially ambiguous, black haired, heavy makeup, same height,
BBL.
same eyed BBL girls. Like
they literally look identical.
Like you never know. Are you actually?
I wouldn't even be able.
Are you like African? Are you where?
They're all exactly that.
Is your hair
racially ambiguous, like, black hair, tattoos, BBL, same.
Are those lips yours or is that ass
They
yours?
all go to the same plastic surgery so they get the same face.
It's
they would do the same. They watch the same makeup tutorials,
same noses,
same makeup tutorials to get the same. They all look alike.
Yeah.
So I'm just like I
don't understand how this happened. She must have been the best conversationalist they have had.
She must just been phenomenal sense of humor. She has a phenomenal personality, phenomenal sense of humor. She must be a really good spirit, a kind spirit, a good soul.
Or she was just the best in the gym with them, active, like great spotter or something like that.
Great personal trainer.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Cooking. She best cook ever.
Made great meals. That must have been it.
Always on time, never late. Like one of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Must have been that. Must have been that. Yeah, man. It's interesting. I hope we get good music out of it.
That's the biggest. Like if there's no
there is a new. I mean,
if there's no good music out of this, then it's a shame.
Because I was gonna say a new Future album is due, but this might be it. This might be the new Future album.
Like I heard, I saw some stuff that there might be a second Metro and Future album. I don't know.
I could see the two of them.
People said it was supposed to be out this week, but I didn't see anything. So maybe next week or whatever. Maybe everybody got out of the way for Beyonce.
Oh,
because of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
People do when Beyonce drops, people get out of the way. Yeah. That's true. People do that.
So I'm curious. I want to see some more, but
I like the mess, man. Some of you dudes have to stop, and I hope everyone stops being pussy. I hope everybody stops. I hope we just get 6 weeks of people just dissing each other the entire time.
I like it. Like getting back to what I said before, this album makes me happy and excited about hip hop again. And the mess is part of hip hop. Like this shit was too clean for a while. Everybody was too buddy. That's why the women rappers were better for a while because they were messy.
They were beefing it.
They were just beefing. They were just doing random ass shit, saying the most random shit and just beefing over petty shit. Get back to that for a little while, and then get back to your Pulitzer Prize winning shit or whatever else you want to do. But yeah, get a little bit crazy, get a little bit weird.
Yeah.
That's that. Let's talk about some other shit, like enough music shit. We're not a music podcast. We're trying to be something else.
Although.
Yeah, I think we spent like an hour and a half or something.
What else is going on?
Elon is giving X Premium away for free.
Yep, if you have enough subscribed.
I have some thoughts, and that's why we put on the list. It sounds like something tiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, what he's doing now is that if you have about 2,500 followers that all are verified.
That are all verified.
Yeah. You will get all the features that you would get in premium for free.
The interesting thing is I read an article that says there's like 10 accounts that have that on the whole platform.
He probably doesn't like that those 10 accounts are not always hidden because his goal is to only show verified account at some point. So probably those 10 accounts are so big and so popular, he thinks, okay, let me just give y'all free so you guys pop up more in people's feed and more people. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more so a what I don't like about it is that it makes it more complex. Because now, I have 2,500 followers that are verified, but then some of them unverified, I lose my features again. Or it's a little backward. I don't know.
I think this is a whole new thing I thought about. This is a way for him. He wants people to farm verified users. So fuck everybody else. Fuck the free people.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
We need to get as many verified users on this platform. So make sure that your followers verify.
That your followers are verified. Yeah.
In some kind of way. It's a money play for him.
I mean, it makes sense if you are buying the whole everything app narrative, where he wants to make Twitter an app for everything, kind of like what they have in China with the WeChat, we everything up. And then it would make sense that people have to be verified to use it, right? You want people to be verified with payment records to be able to use the app if you want them also to be able to make payments with it.
Yeah.
Right? So, and they said that he bought payment, like he got licenses for that and stuff. So that might have some reason for that as well. To why he wanted to
fair enough. Like that makes sense. For me, the reason why I think this is interesting is we've talked about X before and how it, in my opinion, you think about it slightly different. In my opinion, it has become a shittier platform. This is part of it. He keeps putting one of these features in for me, which turn into content farming, where you basically drop shitty content with just the goal of getting a lot of views and a lot of stuff, a lot of engagement on your post, where you get the shitty posts like, hey, have you seen Ice Spice's leaks or Kendall Kylie Jenner's leak or the Princess of Wales's leaks or whatever dumb shit that people put, and people engage on that and then get paid from that. This is another part of that. The whole problem with Elon's features is they're pretty good ideas. This is not a bad idea, honestly. It's not a bad idea if you have moderation.
I thought they did have moderation.
They don't. They don't have moderation. They allow basically everything. And if there's something, they'll throw a community note on it. I like the community notes. The community notes are the most hilarious thing ever.
Community notes are lit. Community notes are good.
They're hilarious. But this is, no.
I think they're doing interesting things with X. I think he is doing interesting things with X, like the live streaming stuff, the being able to upload much longer content, videos, stuff like that. I think there's interesting stuff going on there.
He's going towards the longer platform, the YouTube, the whatever platform he's trying to be. There's a couple shows on there, and it works.
And I think there is value in a platform that is less moderated. I think there's a reason that there's markets for that right now, where people are looking for that, because what you do, there's just conversations that people do want to have on the internet that just are really, really hard to have on any other platform.
Threads is not the best place for that. A lot of
Threads, it's not allowed at all. Yeah. Which to me, that's the strange thing about Threads is they say, let's make a nice version. Let's make a nice version of Twitter, a version of Twitter where it's nice and not toxic. Which to me is like saying, oh, let's do a cheeseburger with no cheese. Like, what's the point? That's the point of the platform. And that's the whole point of it.
And we've talked about this before. When you go on Threads, you see it and you feel it. Like this is this weird.
It's just a weird utopia, dystopian.
Everybody's too happy.
Everyone's too nice.
Nobody talks
all
about
those dudes that we hate are on there. You see the type of shit that we watched before.
We were talking.
I won't mention names. No. But those are like self-help, find yourself, spirituality.
I'm sick of them people.
Guru. If you're not living your best life, it's because of these 10 things. Plus, buy my book. those dudes, they're on there. Yeah. Right? Listen. Hold on.
No. Don't pull it out. Don't pull anything.
I won't mention any names. No, I won't mention any names. But if you go on Threads, I'm just going on Threads right now, just randomly, right? Go on Threads. This will be fun. I'm telling you, I promise you.
Let me see if I can get Threads.
I go on Threads. Let me see what we got here.
Obviously, because we're in the Netherlands, I get some Dutch posts as well. So,
let me see. I get some finance shit because that's what I'm into. But okay, I filtered. Oh,
I've also blocked a lot of stuff.
The best time management advice I've ever followed.
Oh fuck.
Be easy to find, hard to reach.
This is some LinkedIn shit that I want to punch people when they post this kind of stuff.
Like, that's the type of shit you get.
Why would you do this to yourself? Why would you put your face next to this?
This is the type of shit that's on Threads. That like self-help aphorism.
Yeah. I don't need that. No, but this brings me into another thing about threads that happened. Um, they're basically moderating. They are moderating heavy, and they're cutting off political content on their platform, on all of Meta's platform.
Yeah, you did say that.
So here, so Meta had a policy, or we're saying that they wanted to have people have less political content on their platform. Not necessarily that their political people are not allowed, or social or political people are not allowed to post on the platform, but they know from their data, ostensibly, like apparently, that a lot of people don't want to see political content. So they said, we're gonna give you an option to opt out of it.
Yeah.
And what they did was not, they said, we're gonna give you an option to opt out of it, and we're going to introduce it slowly in a couple territories and then bring it to everybody else. What they did was the exact opposite of that. They made it so that everybody's immediately opted in. You need to immediately opt out yourself. The original plan was, hey, you can go to a place and press a button and then you will be opted out. Not that we're going to do it for you. And the second thing is they turn it on for everybody at once.
Look, it's an interesting...
It's a
very interesting
weird
challenge
move.
Because on the one end, political content drives a lot of engagement, and they were making money off of that at first.
Yeah.
They were making very good money off of that.
But then they got controversy, of course.
So you have to ask yourself, if you're looking at it from a cost benefit perspective, what I wonder if I'm in that, I'm curious about the conversations that are being had in that Meta boardroom, where someone was able to pull up a spreadsheet that shows a cost so high that they were willing to really try and shun off. And it's kind of what we're also saying.
I know
with
what that
threads.
cost is.
That's also what we're saying with threads, right? Is taking all the toxicity out. Okay, but that's what drives revenue, because that's what people want to see. So why would you take that off unless you had a very, very high cost for it?
Two things. Moderation is extremely expensive. Doing moderation...
Then don't moderate at all. Then don't moderate at all.
No, then you get into the second one. Ads. Getting money through ads is very difficult if you don't moderate. So what you then need to do is cut it off at the seams, like at its knees, the legs. Just cut it off early. So what you do then is limit it.
You give up again. So that's the trade-off then. So less engagement, but more ad revenue, then more people will run the ads on the platform. Okay.
Yes. So less engagement, slightly less moderation means you get more targeted ads probably, and more revenue because of that.
Because
if you can target a couple people extremely well, you can, in some cases, make more money than when you target everybody worse than broad.
That's completely valid. Okay. Yeah. No, because
I get it.
There's something going on with the streaming platforms, the online space in general, the social media platform. There's something going. There's the whole TikTok. They're serious about that shit in the States.
Yeah.
They're really trying to get that the fuck out of here. And they just passed a law. Oh shit, we should have talked about this. DeSantis passed a law.
What law did?
If you're under 14, hold on, you can't have a TikTok account or some shit like that.
In Florida?
We know he don't play.
Is that even allowed?
Listen, DeSantis. DeSantis. Yep, social media law. New Florida law aims to get kids off social media.
Yeah, I have it here as well.
Yeah, there, boom. Florida's law, DeSantis. Well, I'm not reading that one, but Florida's DeSantis signs law restricting social media for people under 16. So he signed a bill that bans children age under 14 from social media and requires children from 14 to 15 to get parental consent. A measure supporters say will protect them from online risk to their mental health. This is a big conversation. We should spend some time on this. Do you have time? We should talk about this.
We have time.
This is a big one. Is
that my question?
First off, how do you? Can you do that legally? It seems like you can.
If you can, you would need. So the only way not even if it's legal, how do you enforce this?
It requires them to the measures require social media platforms to terminate accounts of people under 14 and those of people under 16 who do not have parental consent. It requires them to use a third-party verification system to screen out those who are underage. So serious shit.
What kind of, did they say what kind of third party?
The state's Republican legislature passed a bill in February that would have been, a Republican vetoed that bill earlier this month, saying it limited parents' rights. The amended version allows for parents to provide consent. Okay. So first, he was going to do it without the parents' consent.
Yeah.
Then it's okay. The parent can give consent and then they allow it. The amended version allows for parents to provide consent for older children to engage on social media platforms. It will become law. It will become law on January 1st, 2025. Social media harms children in a variety of ways. DeSantis said in a statement, he said it gives parents a greater to protect children. Supporters have said the legislation bill will stem the harmful effects of social media on the well-being of children who use such platforms excessively. Blah, blah, blah. Critics have said that the bill violates the U.S. Constitutional First Amendment protections of free speech and that parents, not the government, should make decisions about online presence for all children of all their ages. I disagree with that. I'll get to that in a second. Okay, blah, 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 blah. We can read the whole thing. Okay. So what I picture, I don't know. We don't know the details of how exactly the verification system will go. But I hear this a lot of people say, well, how can you police that? You can actually, with tech, you can police this pretty easily. If you can. You can police this you can police it pretty easily.
If you want to police it
to do a catch-all, if you just put KYC on it, know your customer verification on it, then you have to literally take a picture of your passport on your face.
But do you want KYC on your social media? Even for you who's not a minor. I don't want KYC on my social media, not because I have anything to hide. I just don't want the government to know what my Instagram or Twitter is. We're in the Netherlands. It's not going to happen for us. European Union has different rules. But thinking if I would be an American citizen, I don't want to KYC myself to access my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever
That's
else.
Tough. That's good. That's a good point. How do you do it? Because that's right. If they put this in, it'll affect everyone that's also above. That's older. Yeah, you have to prove that you're not a minor.
And that, especially in a country like America, that leads to problems of, okay, if I tweet something, will the police know who I am because they have backdoor access to that KYC system and get to me because I tweet something that they might deem not.
I mean, look, the way I
may be going too far. Maybe I'm going too far.
No, and it's good. It's a genuine concern. It's fascinating also that this is coming from conservatives, and a lot of conservatives are pro this, but the conservatives also tend to be very pro free speech and privacy.
I don't think they.
Well, they pick and choose.
Yes,
they pick and choose, right? Sometimes, the government shouldn't be following. Government shouldn't tax me, right? But the government should have all your social media and your ID and know what you tweet and where the fuck. Like, there's a lot of implications. Don't get me wrong. You're absolutely right about that. There's a lot of implications. So then, how do you verify it then that someone's underage? How else do you check it? Because if you look at, and I don't want to go too deep in this, but if you look at adult content, where there are laws,
there's a new one in a state that happened that is similar to this. I think it was either Texas or one of them states. They said anybody under a certain age is not allowed. So you need to KYC yourself.
Well, hold on. That's already the case, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's been long
but they added the KYC part.
Right. But that's a tricky thing, right? So that's a perfect example of something where it has been law for a very long time that adult content is not allowed legally for minors. And that if you willfully let a minor see it, you'll be arrested. However, they've never been able to enforce that, obviously, because you don't know how old someone is behind the computer.
Yeah.
Right? So now they're looking. So now the question becomes, well, there was a time where they were trying to do this there as well, where they said you have to make people KYC for this stuff, right, to be able to watch it.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people, well, freedom, this and that, my personal information, this and that. So the question then is, what's the trade-off, right? The freedom
with the social media part here.
In general, giving people the freedom to and giving people anonymity or protecting children. But I do believe that they do have a point. I believe they have a point.
I'm not disagreeing.
If you see what this shit is doing to kids under 16, 13, 12-year-old kids, I think that shit is off.
I'm gonna be honest.
I think that shit. If I had a kid, my kid's not getting a 12-year-old kid's not getting a TikTok account. That's not happening. That's not happening.
Look, part of this is people like me, my fault. Like, I'm a UX designer. I design shit.
You are the problem. I've said that.
No, honestly, when it comes to this, I never other times, fuck you on that. But when it comes to this, yes, we are like TikTok is designed is very well designed, but it's designed in such a way for it to basically rot your brain if you're under a certain age. If you're older than a certain age, you can always get off TikTok and be fine.
Well, not always, but you should have more.
Yeah.
Well, if you're older, even if you should, it's like drinking.
Yeah.
Drinking is bad at all ages. There is evidence shows it's worse when you're younger. Yeah. But at all ages, it could get bad. But if you're an adult, it's your problem.
You should be able to indulge in a little bit of...
You should be able to do that to yourself. But, you're a grown adult, it's your problem.
But you should know when it's too much for yourself and get out of it at appropriate time.
Yes. Whereas a child, they don't have the information to even make that decision, so why shouldn't they?
So it's completely fair to then say, okay, you're a child, you should not be having access to this, so we're going to block your access. But then you get into all the other stuff that probably they did not really consider too well, where you need to think about, hey, how do I verify that this is a child? First of all, you need to do KYC. Is it allowed for a child to KYC themselves on a website, online, anywhere else? That's a big question.
Well, no, of course not. But then you don't need that, right?
Is an underage person allowed to KYC themselves on the internet? Is it all right for websites or people or entities to know that this person that is accessing my website now is underage?
But they wouldn't be doing it, right? That's the whole point of the KYC. If you're underage and you do KYC, you would get rejected.
Yeah, but then the system still knows that you're underage. So then,
it doesn't make an account then.
It doesn't make an account, but the system still knows.
Oh, the information's out there.
The information is still out there. So if somebody else, like this is a thing that can happen, somebody else figures out your IP, your address, where you are, and then they can figure out who is the kid. In other ways, they can if they cannot get you through TikTok, they can get you another way because you are KYC'd as a kid.
Well, this is for all social media, by the way. This law is not just for TikTok, although TikTok is the big one.
Yeah, it's obvious.
TikTok, they're trying to get the fuck out of here completely.
And I get why.
They were working on a real TikTok ban. They said, get that shit the fuck out of here completely. Look, I said it years ago. When Trump wanted to ban TikTok, I said, yes, get it the fuck out of here right away. People said I was crazy. Nah, fuck that. I think we even talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it. The TikTok problem is separate from the kids problem.
It's separate because that's to do with where it comes from and all that stuff.
Yeah, because the TikTok problem is a problem of, okay,
being spied on by a foreign government.
You're being spied on. Not only that, 100% that, but not only that.
Which you are. You're being spied
but also you are, the foreign government is promoting certain kind of content which can interfere with
I've seen people debate that's happening. I'm like, I don't see how you can debate that that's happening. Like, so obvious that that's happening.
Yeah.
It's so clear. Like, the evidence is rock solid. They don't do it just there. That's the most effective place. They do it everywhere, but that's the most effective place to do it.
The fact that TikTok, and I don't like this content. The fact that TikTok is so filled with men versus women, and it's purely an U.S. or Western culture thing. In Asian cultures or the country where TikTok is from, they do not have that problem to this degree.
Well, the devil's argument against this, and now we're getting deep in this shit. But
it's fine.
But it's good.
It's fine.
The devil's argument against it that was made really well. I think best that I saw from by Marcus Brownlee. Marcus Brownlee, who does the tech reviews, MKBHD, one of the biggest YouTubers in the tech space. He said he was on a Flagrant podcast. They asked him this question. He said, "Well, the way the algorithm is designed, right, is that it will reflect what people want to see, what people watch, what people respond to. So if we're seeing that in Asian cultures, they're talking about educational stuff and life hacks and all this other stuff, and here it's all sorts of drama and bullshit, it's because that's what they watch over there.
Yeah.
And if you give them drama and bullshit, they don't respond well to it. They will move past it. Here you watch that. So he sort of put it back on the people of like, and he was saying it's on the people. That's what we watch.
I agree.
That's not on...
I agree, but it's also...
But I think it's both. It's my point.
It's both because, yes, the culture, Western culture is very drama focused, very VS fight focused. And normally on social media, it was always like that, but TikTok is drawing that out even more.
I think TikTok draws it out more.
Yeah.
I think also, I don't think it's only also that they push toxic content to be shown in the West, but it's more so probably even that they clean toxic content on their own platform.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Probably.
Right? Here, if you go say some fucked up shit on TikTok and you upload it, they just go, okay, cool. You do it in the Chinese TikTok, they'll delete it. You see what I'm saying? They'll stop you from doing it.
You will immediately see it in the numbers.
Exactly. Which here, so I think it's also that. I think it's a number of factors, but I think it's a number of those factors. All right, banning the social media for kids under, I think it's a good idea, but the execution is the problem. You're right.
The execution, it depends very much. Like for me, every time the Republicans do anything, actually, I'm not with them on a lot of stuff, but every time I think, okay, good idea, potentially. What is your execution?
Okay, but this is where we get to digital identities.
Oh, yeah.
We get into which already exists. If you look at the Netherlands, we have that literally already. Yeah. Like, it's funny when you hear these, especially in the crypto space, I hear that a lot. Like, oh, the World Economic Forum is going to take, you have the digital identity. In the Netherlands, we already have a system like that.
And it works very well.
It works well. It's effective. You can use it for all sorts of government things, right? You would basically, because that's what you'd have to make. So you'd have to have something separate, a third party that stores your age, and then that would have to be used to log into social media, and then that can see whether you're of. It can just simply have can send a signal of yes or no, whether you're that age or not, without even exposing your age.
Yes,
it can just only show if you're of age or not. And right, so you need like a third, and I think that's what they mean. Maybe is that there'll be a third party system, but even then, with a third party system, to make an account, you'd have to give them that information. You have to do a verification, and then we'll have to tell the social media platform whether it's.
The problem for me is you're right. That's maybe what they're intending to, but we've lived on this planet longer than today. America is America, and they will always put it under their own wing, which will fuck this thing up. The system in the Netherlands is
but that is a third party.
No,
third party from the company is what I mean. So it's not the company.
No, it's not good enough. It needs to also be third party from the government.
Yeah, I know that's what you.
It needs to be like if you want to if you want to give if the rule is privacy or freedom of speech and privacy, then it should be separate. Like the thing about the system in the Netherlands, it's not the greatest system, but what I like about it, there's multiple ways you can identify yourself for these government instances. And the thing is, these digital identities are only for governments. You can use a digital or government agencies. You can use a digital identity for other stuff, but you choose to. You can always opt out. What they have was we have two different systems. I forgot the name of the second system, I think.
What if
we have Digi ID and we have Digi ID and Eden.
That's the international one.
Yeah. Nah, it's a is Europe. So the Digi ID is what we use for government services here. It's just a third-party company who manages that.
That's not true. That's the government.
They're connected to the government, but they're still third-party.
Okay.
But yes, it's not great. But that one is only used for government services, which is fine. If you then if you're then connected to the government, it's fine. The second system is very interesting, and I only know this because I work at a bank.
Yeah, it's for the bank. Yeah.
It is a system connected to your bank, so it's not the government that checks you. The bank account, when you make a bank account, you give them information,
your age,
and when they have that information, they can potentially verify stuff for you. So you log in with your bank account, that verifies that you are who you say you are, or you're a certain age or whatever, and they give a yes or no signal to the third party.
What I was saying.
That works. Will they be able to do that there? They cannot even really do a transfer on their bank app like we do normally. Will they be able to do that?
Complicated. It's a complicated country. It's a complicated country because then you get this is a state law.
Yeah,
because he's a governor of Florida. This is not a federal law.
So then you get into that as well.
You get into the whole thing of like because states, for people who don't know, are like separate countries over there with separate laws, separate systems, right? So if you're now in Florida where they have this law, you can't get into this account. Like, okay, you're policing that whatever third party system Florida has. You go to a different state.
You don't
Texas.
even need to go. You just say, "Hey,
you change the IP address.
I live in New York. That's my address."
You change the IP.
Maybe not even IP address. I live in New York.
I think personally, I don't think it would take long for this to become a federal law. I don't think so. I think this could also become a federal. I think the support, because this is what you have to understand.
I don't know.
As much as they're beefing, the support for finally regulating social media is bipartisan. That is one of the few things that is bipartisan. It's not just the conservatives. The conservatives are a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
The conservatives listen. Mm-hmm. The conservatives are aggressive and have other reasons for it, but the outcome that they want is the same. Both of them want to regulate social media. The liberals want to do it more for the big tech. They want to control the big tech and stop them from, because they're the ones who keep losing elections, right? So they want to stop big tech from affecting elections, and they want to stop controlling big tech from making so much money. And also the kids, because that's children are always a topic where most people go, okay,
America's so weird like that.
Yeah. With kids, people, they almost all agree, like, let's not do that. So the conservatives have an additional reason that is more pressing for them, and that's the whole the influence of particular cultural ideals on young children that they don't like.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to go into the details.
Yeah.
But there's certain cultural ideas. I can say there's certain leftist.
They don't want to
social cultural ideas that they want to keep from. This is the same guy who signed that other bill that says that you can't talk about certain things in classrooms, right?
Yeah.
So this is the same logic. Because that's where kids run into that stuff. So that's also what they're trying to block there, right? So, but the outcome is the same. Both of them would support this. So I could see this become a federal law. I really could. It would not surprise me.
I did not.
I think also most Americans also, I don't think this is an unpopular thing.
Probably not.
I think if you look at the polls, most Americans would even say, no, we should do something to keep this shit. Especially people who have children will say we should do this shit to keep this from kids. For sure.
I thought there was a third dimension, but now you said that, I'm not even sure about it. I thought they were not jealous, but angry / afraid that the EU is regulating their stuff too much, and they want to catch up.
Partially. I think that plays also a role. Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe ashamed. Maybe ashamed is the word. They're ashamed that the EU is doing so much for internet regulation in general.
They're not, yeah.
And they are not. So they're trying to catch up in some kind of way. I thought that was it. But what you're saying makes more sense, actually. The whole
these are the big ones. These are
policing of thoughts.
This is for the conservatives. For the conservatives, it is very. This guy especially.
Yeah.
For him, it's these kids are seeing certain things on social media that are very leftist, anti-family friendly, social cultural beliefs. I'm nipping all that shit in the bud. If you're a kid, you can't see that shit no more.
Yeah.
You can't see that shit no more. If you're a kid, I don't want you to see that shit. We're blocking all that shit off. Right? The liberals, it's more fighting big tech, fighting any sort of big corporation structure, regularly holding them accountable, not having them affect elections because they keep losing. Right? Like this, it's that type of shit. It's more of that. But I also think to protect kids
both of them are actually very silly reasons, because the only actual reason should be, okay, we want to make sure that the internet is a safe place. Kumbaya, I know. Kumbaya, but
for children.
Yeah. For everybody. For everybody. Because the whole point is, let's be real. We have been wild on the internet. The internet has been.
That's what it's for.
It was not for that.
Yeah,
we made it this.
It's a different.
No.
It's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, I know. It's a whole. We're already podcasting for a while. No, it's a whole other discussion. But yeah, it's time for some rules. Like,
I'm only pro kids. I'm only for a pro. I am pro a kids rule. I think especially, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but like, especially when I look at things like the adult content that kids can very easily get to, but now also how it's escalated with things like OnlyFans, where it's like, okay, now they're talking to you, and okay, but you have to pay for OnlyFans. It's still kids on there. It's still little boys on there, and they're like talking to. It's the personal element of it, that shit. And then on Instagram, there's girls half naked. There's 13-year-olds on.
I don't want to go into the policing of thought, but I also don't like the fact that you have certain
to police that shit.
I also don't like that you have certain YouTubers with certain shows that do certain shit, and then little boys are watching that. Like, let them kids grow up for a little bit. If they want to watch that, then cool.
Well, I remember when we reacted to the Twitch shit.
Yeah, that
they
shit.
had that type of shit, but also again,
that looks like some anime shit where. Yeah,
well, on Instagram, people are promoting their OnlyFans as 30-year-olds, and like there have to be some type of like, okay, this we have to do something. I think most people would support that. I really do. I think this is not that much of a reach. I think he can get that. I think
the KY. I think the
fingerprint. What about fingerprint? Watch this.
It's still linked to you as your fingerprint doesn't tell you anything about how old you are or whatever.
No, but so watch this. Fingerprint tells you who someone is because it's unique, right? So If you have a fingerprint, you know who it is, and you know whether they're underage or not because you know their age.
Yeah, but the problem is knowing who it is. Where is that?
Your ID?
Where's the information?
Fingerprint should be on your ID, no?
It should be in your ID, but the fact is that these public websites or this third party, the public website should not have access to your ID, and this third party needs to be actually third party and independent enough for them to be trusted. And the problem for me in America is that whatever third party it is will never be independent enough
the bank you said.
But then the question is, can their banks handle that shit?
Yeah, which bank?
We have built our bank systems. We have not built our bank systems without it, but the EU has very strict rules, and every time they put out a rule, at my job, it's stress because we need to comply. In the US, I don't think it works like that. They just send us a couple lobbyists and the rule is gone.
They let Sam Bankman-Fried do whatever you want.
Exactly. He's in jail by the way
he's
now.
in jail now. 25 years.
But yeah,
too short.
This is a conversation we need to talk about more later.
Yeah.
There was a little thing that I wanted to talk about. Apple is being sued for monopoly.
Monopoly.
But we can talk about it another time. I think there's more information about that to come.
Yeah.
We thought we didn't have much to talk about, but there's quite a couple topics that pop up.
I just remembered that the DeSantis thing is crazy.
I think we've been going on for a while, long enough. Let's wrap this up.
Sure.
Anything else you want to close this off with?
No. Good pod.
We're good. We're good. Anything else we need to say, need to tell people? Danke will be back the next time we record, hopefully, if he's not sick or anything.
Yep.
And other than that, we will see you again. We were the 3 Angry Men. 2 now. I'm Jeffrey.
Oliver.
And you can find us everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, even on X. I post once in a while our shit.
Yep.
And might need to go on Threads.
Yeah, fuck that. Threads.
Thank you for listening and peace.